गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः. We saw last week the famous verse कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भुः माते संगोस्त्व कर्मणि. And now if we are not if we are told that do not that we should not function under temptation, under desire, and desire for what? Desire of karmanyavadhikarate ma phaleshu kadachana, under the results, under temptation of the result. If I do this, I'll get this. Then how do we function in life? That's the next question. Because most of you have come here for what? To show your face? No. You come here. If I come here, I am exposed to Bhagavad Gita, then I'll get something, my mind will be at peace. It is a good dose of spirituality on a weekly basis. We have to be with satsangi people, isn't it? So there is a result. So if we are not supposed to function with result, then how do we function? That is the question. Have you thought about that question before? What will inspire us to function in our life? Right now, the result is inspiring us to take action. If that is also taken away from us, then what will inspire us to function in our life? This is told in the 48th verse. Yogastha kuru karmani, yogastha kuru karmani, sangam tyaktva dhananjaya, sangam tyaktva dhananjaya, siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva, siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva, samatvam yoga uchyate, samatvam yoga uchyate. So it says, engage, Jnaneshwari Maharaj says in his commentary, engage in yoga, cast off attachment and perform actions. O Arjuna, remaining even-minded in success or failure, this equanimity is called yoga. So let's see what the commentary says. He says, तू योगयुक्त होऊनी फळाचा संग टाकुनी मम अर्जुना चित्त देऊनी करी कर्मे परी आदरिले कर्म दैवे जरी समाप्ती ते पावे तरी विशेषे ते ततोषावे हे हि नको किम निमित्ते कोणे एके ते सिद्धी न वचता ठाके तरी तेथिचेनी अपरितोखे क्षोभावेना आचरता सिद्धी गेले तरी काजाची कीर आले परिठेलिया ही सगुण झाले ऐसेची मानी देखै जे तुलाले कर्म निपजे ते तुले आदिपुरुषी अर्पिजे तरी परिपूर्ण सहजे झाले जाणै देखै संता संत कर्मी हे जे सरिसे पण मनोधर्मी तेची योग स्थिती उत्तमी प्रशंसिजे. So here he says, so Arjuna, adopting yoga and giving up attachment to the fruit of action, you should perform actions with diligence. Don't be elated too much if you are lucky to finish the work undertaken, but do not become frustrated if for some reason you are not able to see it through. If the work is finished, it has achieved its purpose. But even if it remains incomplete, it is edifying. Whatever actions you undertake, you should dedicate it to God. You should rest assured that it is rendered perfect. This equanimity of the mind in regards to good and bad deeds is praised as the yogic state by wise people. So, what does it say? Adopting yoga and giving up attachment to the fruit of action, you should perform actions with diligence. So, what is our commitment? Our commitment is only to the action, to the duty, not to the not to the attachment of the fruit of the action. Then don't, and if the action, if your attention is not on the result and the action you are doing and the results are favorable, don't get excited, don't get elated. If the results are unfavorable, don't become depressed, don't get, just endure it, it's okay. Important thing is you finish the job. What is the job? So in your case, as doctor, many times so many patients are coming, some of them get healed, some of them don't get healed. Do you worry about it? No. If you worry about it, then you cannot function. So if some medicine works for someone, okay, that is the right thing that you should have given under the circumstances. Next time that person comes, if that thing is not working, okay, take it out and give something else. That's all. You did your job as a doctor, isn't it? No, I gave you the doctor. How? I gave you the medicine. How can the medicine not work? फिर गड़बड़ हो गया ना. Don't be elated too much if you are lucky to finish the work undertaken. If you finish the work, good. You put your best efforts forth. That's all we can do. अरे यार इतना काम किया कुछ हुआ ही नहीं, and this has not completed, that has not completed, I thought that this will be done, that will be. No. You do because it is coming in front of you. Life has placed it in front of you. You deal with it to the best of your ability and let it be. And do not become frustrated if for some reason you are not able to see it through. If the work is finished, it has achieved its purpose. This is what Jnaneshwari Maharaj is saying. If the work is finished, you have done the job. That's it. But even if it remains incomplete, it is edifying. Whatever action you undertake, you should dedicate it to God. So don't do it for your personal interest. Then what are you doing it for? Not to invoke God. I think God wants me to do this. I think I'm going to offer. I will do it now and offer it to the Lord. No. This thought also should not come to your mind that I'm doing it for God. This thought also should not come to your mind that whatever the result comes, it will be of the Lord. Because by the time the result comes, you're already in the next duty. Where is the time for looking at results? See? The reason we are engaging in work is what? What is the reason?
Purification.
To purify the mind. Only to purify the mind. And if our attention is on the results, then how can the mind, and the expectation is a corruption of the mind. It will not allow the mind to become purified, meaning become quiet. Then what is the answer to that? Here it is given that one must remain. Here the verse said that siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. Remain equanimous if siddhya siddhyo, if the work is accomplished, or asiddhyo is not accomplished. Remain equipoised, don't get disturbed. See? Samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So when we perform the work, when we perform the deed, do not expect that someone will get benefited from it. You do it out of your first answer is, or first approach is for your purification of the mind. Second approach is for the joy of it. Maybe in between the two as a duty. But how do you do it? With joy, without expectation. And we must feel satisfied when we have completed the job, that I put my best at it. I did what was required. So, that is very important. So when mind is purified, if that is why we are doing karma, we are performing deeds, then that purified mind alone is qualified for jnana prapti, is alone purified. Otherwise, an erratic mind, otherwise that mind which is into regrets and guilt, that mind which is continuously anxious, will I get it, will I not get it, what will happen? All those people who buy a lottery ticket, they can't sleep at night. 2-3 days before the lottery is going to be announced. I think I'm going to get it. Last time I got 3 numbers. Then the next one I got 4 numbers. This time I think I'll get 5. It's moving in the right direction. And puss. No sleep that night. So keep your mind free from the results, and a purified mind is a guilt-free mind. A purified mind is a anxious-free mind. A purified mind is an equanimous mind. This samatvam yoga uchyate, initially you have to practice. While you are listening, while I am teaching, while we are walking, while we are meeting, while we are working, everywhere. But it becomes the mainstay by grace. But initially you have to practice. Initially you will catch it after some time. Oh yeah, I should not have reacted. Oh, I should not have desired. Oh, I could have put a little bit extra effort and finished the job. See, all these thoughts come in our mind, isn't it? थोड़ा सा और कर लेता क्या होता? Now again I have to start from there where I left. So when we live our life with duty orientation, then there should be self-discipline in our life. There should be that whatever we do, we have an undertaking, and that we begin with with that, and that undertaking is that I have to do whatever is required to be done. That undertaking. Not चलो आज देखते हैं क्या होगा, how the life will unfold. You have to plan. You have to plan. नहीं तो फिर let me decide when I get the inspiration to take shower. Let me decide when Lord tells me to brush the teeth, I'll brush the teeth. When the Lord tells me to sleep, I'll go to sleep. When the Lord tells me to get up, I'll get up. If the attention is not on the Lord, but is using the Lord as an excuse to live a responsibility-free life, not live a dynamic life, then it is wrong. When you take anushthan samajhte ho? A vow. And that vow is, I have to do whatever is required to be done. And that has to be done dynamically. It has to be done, अरे यार फिर से class आ गया, time Thursday आ गया. No, whatever has to be done dynamically, joyfully, without expectation. That's the art of living in your daily life. See? And thirdly, perform the action for the Lord, take the result as the prasad of the Lord, and continue and remain equanimous. Offering it to the Lord or taking the result as the prasad of the Lord means what? You are equanimous, you are not disturbed or excited by the conducive or non-conducive results. That should be our disposition in and through. But that does not mean, अच्छा मैं तो बीच में बैठा हूँ, I stop smiling. No, it should be joyful, dynamic and joyful. Continuing. So when we perform actions, our attention is on our minds. Is it at peace or not? It should not be on people, it should not be on the results. It should not be on our likes and dislikes. It should be on our mind is at peace or not. If it is at peace, you will be enjoying whatever you are doing. See, if you had brought your children here, they are coming against their wishes. They are coming because daddy forced us to come. What will be their condition of mind and what is your condition of mind? Check. So such a mind, such a purified mind, such a equipoised mind cannot have any guilt in life because it's always in the moment. Equipoise means you are in the middle, you are in the poise. You are not swaying like a pendulum. When your mind is swaying like a pendulum, sometimes excitement, sometimes frustration. But when it is in the center, no excitement, no frustration. And in that silence, in that center, is the bliss, is the joy that starts sprouting then. So, our attitude before doing the karma, what does he say? Then you should rest assured that it is rendered perfect. This equanimity of the mind in regards to good and bad deeds is praised as the yogic state by eminent men. Wise people say so. Then when we are performing the action, before the action also, our mind should be in equipoise. See? If you perform the action with an equipoised mind, then whatever the result, it will not affect your mind. It is not. See? If you bring, how can you be, when you are involved in something, at that time suddenly to make your mind equipoised, it is possible, Nothing is impossible. And then, so before the karma, you have the equipoise, and here Jnaneshwari Maharaj is saying, offer it to the Lord, think of the Lord, take it as a prasad of the Lord. Both, I'm talking when we say, the verse says equipoise, so it is more subjective. Yeah. Bhagavan is telling, be subjective, and when you do karma, do it as a duty, that it is the right thing to do at that given moment. No ifs and buts. Now, in the 49th verse, Bhagavan is giving this verse. This verse is about, first was with equipoise, karma, do the karma with equipoise. That was the perfect way, the 48th verse. Now 49th verse is about, if the karma is done with expectations. If the karma is done with expectation, what will happen? That is told here in this 49th verse. Dureణ varam karma, dureణ varam karma, buddhi yoga dhananjaya, buddhi yoga dhananjaya, buddhau sharanam anvichha, कृपणा फलहेतवः. Together, दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म, बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय, बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ, कृपणा फलहेतवः. Jnaneshwari Maharaj says, inferior by far is mere work to this yoga of discernment. Take refuge in right-mindedness. Wretched are those who seek reward. So, simple. He's not giving too much of explanation. He doesn't want to spend too much time thinking about these stupid fools who are doing karma with expectation. He says they are wretched fellows. Huh? And I think there is one more verse. Buddhi yukto jahatiha, buddhi yukto jahatiha, ubhe sukruta dushkrute, ubhe sukruta dushkrute, tasmad yogaya yujyasva, tasmad yogaya yujyasva, yoga karmasu kaushalam, yoga karmasu kaushalam. This 50th verse, one possessed of right-mindedness discards both good and evil deeds. Therefore, devote yourself to yoga. Yoga is skill in action. And what is yoga? Yoga means dexterity in action. Yoga means all that what we explained in the 48th verse, or 48th verse. Before the karma, do the karma without expectation, do the karma dynamically, do the karma with an equanimous mind, and do the karma with joy, and every karma, and do the karma with your, not with an expectation to benefit others, but do the karma keeping your attention on the state of your mind, whether it is at peace or not while doing the karma. How many things we sort of said just now. And normally we are totally opposite. We do the karma for others. We do the karma as a burden. We do the karma with an expectation of result. Sometimes karma can be done because of guilt also, not only expectation. Okay. And do the karma without any like and dislike. That was the way. Here, Jnaneshwari Maharaj says in the commentary, अर्जुना समत्व चित्ताचे तेची सार जाणे योगाचे जेथ मन आणि बुद्धीचे ऐक्य आधी तो बुद्धी योग विवरिता बहुते पाडे पार्था दिसे हा अरुता कर्म भागू परितेची कर्म आचरिजे तरीच हा योग पाविजे जे कर्मशेष सहजे योग स्थिती म्हणून बुद्धी योगू सधरू तेथ अर्जुना होई स्थिरू मने करी अव्वेरू फल हेतूचा जे बुद्धी योगा योजिले तेची पारंगत जाहले इही उभय बंधी सांडिले पाप पुण्ये. He says, O Arjuna, know that this equanimity of the mind is the essence of yoga, in which the mind becomes possessed of discernment. Discernment, discrimination. And what is discernment about? About what is real and what is unreal. In other words, it will come to that. Initially, discernment is I must not get caught by likes nor caught by dislikes. I must not get entangled in likes or dislikes. I must not feel guilt or have any expectations. I must just do what is required to be done. See? So here he says, equanimity of the mind is the essence of yoga, in which the mind becomes possessed of discernment. Compared to Buddhi Yoga, the path of action seems far inferior to it. Now Bhagwan Jnaneshwari Maharaj is saying, compared to Buddhi Yoga, Karma Yoga is inferior, far inferior to it. But only if you perform actions, you will attain to this Buddhi Yoga. See the connection? You cannot, see, the destination is first floor and you have to put the first step on the first step you have to take on the first few steps. You have to climb the 15-20 steps to get to the first floor. That is high. This is low. So this is, the low is inferior. The high is superior because it is closer to the destination. So every time I am leaving a step, I am climbing a step. And in that process of climbing the step, I am leaving one. And I am coming closer and closer to the destination. Therefore, it is superior. But can I, in one go, climb the 15 steps and reach the... It's not. So I can reach up only starting from the ground level, go step by step to the 15th or 20th step and reach the destination that I want, isn't it? So Karma Yoga is the basic, foundation, beginning. Why beginning? Because you are not equipoised, because you are still identified with guilts and expectations and results and desires, etc., etc. So we are told, do the Karma Yoga. It's hard. It requires a lot of alertness. See? So see, all the pujaris are doing the Karma Yoga, correct? They are doing puja, havan, etc. Are they doing in this manner? Samatvam Yoga Uchyate? Are they doing it with equanimity? Are they doing the puja with no attachment to raga dvesh, likes or dislikes? Are they doing the puja with no attention on the result of the puja? Are they doing the puja in the house or in the temple for the peace of mind, or are they doing it for others? Catch. That priest who comes into the house in Gujarat and all, they come to the house, they are watching the TV and he does the puja. They are doing the puja. And and the bai is coming and making the prasad, and they have not even taken shower. I have lived in such houses. And they have not even taken shower. This is at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And the priest comes at 8 o'clock, the bai comes at 8:30, he takes 1 hour to do the puja. If he finishes early, this Mahamaya, without having taken shower, she screams, आज पंडित जी जल्दी खत्म हो गया पूजा, आज भगवान को ठीक से नहलाया नहीं क्या, कपड़े नहीं चेंज किए. These are the dialogues. I was there for 4 days. इस टाइप के डायलॉग आ रहे हैं. And that bai is coming, making the prasad. Whether she has taken shower or not, we don't know. And that prasad is going to the... And then these Mahamayas, they will take shower at 10, 11 o'clock. After that, they'll come, Acha bhai, the day was अच्छा, rest हो गया अभी, and अब प्रसाद खा के फिर दिन शुरू करेंगे. This is... So Buddhi Yoga is where you come into discrimination. That discrimination is possible, that alertness is possible, that equanimity is possible only when we perform the actions correctly. If we don't perform the actions correctly as told in verse 48, then equanimity will not happen. Understand? So, and then what he is saying here, that you're culminating in yogic state. So, without doing the karma, you cannot come to the Buddhi Yoga. You cannot straight away jump. Some people are inclined towards that, but it is different. That is natural tendency in them. Therefore, O Arjuna, keep your mind steady on this potent Buddhi Yoga by giving up desire for the fruit of action. So Buddhi Yoga is that my mind, my intellect must not desire for the fruit. Buddhi Yoga is intellect, no? Buddhi is intellect. So what is the itch in the intellect? The results. If I don't get a return on investment, I'm not going to start the business. If I don't get return on the investment, then I'm not going to invest. If I don't get return on investment by you praising me, then I will not speak to you. I'll go where people praise me. Return on investment. See? No, this should not be the way. Oh Arjuna, keep your mind steady on this potent Buddhi Yoga by giving up desire for the fruit of actions. Those who pursued this yoga crossed over the worldly existence and went beyond the bondage of merit and demerit. So those who follow, those who have done the karma yoga and come to the yoga sthiti, that is the Buddhi Yoga, where the Buddhi Yoga, you are continuously in the equanimous state, your intellect is in the poise. It is intellect meaning the eye. The eye is in the poise. It is neutral. It is in the center. It is not getting swayed by this or that, by likes or dislikes, by favorable results or unfavorable results. This is Buddhi Yoga. And this is only this can be brought about only by doing the karma initially. But karma cannot take you to the truth. Karma, and that is what we see in the world. Karma, 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 karma. Bhai, आगे भी तो कुछ है. In the childhood, it was toys. So, whole life you are playing with toys. No, after that we played with books. Then we played with jobs. Then we played with partners. Then we played with children. Our experience, we are growing. So naturally our engagement is changing. So similarly, there is Karma Yoga, there is Buddhi Yoga, there is Bhakti Yoga, there is Jnana Yoga. So you have to move up the ladder, not stay at the rock bottom all the time. This clarity must come. And this clarity our Bhagavad Gita gives us for those who are available. Otherwise, we have heard it many times. And in this way, karma is done only when our intellect is engaged in the relative world. Only then karma happens. Understand? Correct? If there is no Vishaya, why will you perform action? You will sit silent. Isn't it? So karma yoga is when the buddhi is extroverted. But when the buddhi becomes introverted, that is buddhi yoga. That is equanimity. So this clarity, now this is the path given to us by Bhagavad Gita. Now put it into practice. Wherever life has put you. Wherever life has put you. And when we come to this equanimity is the point where there is fearlessness, because I'm not attached to, there is no urgency to gain anything, and there is no fear of losing anything. In the third or fourth chapter, कौन से chapter में था? 9th chapter. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktam yoga kshemam vahamyam. So desire to unite, your desire to gain something is yoga. And whatever I have, I want to protect, isn't it? The fear of loss of what I have. So what do I have right now? Body. What do I have? Memories. And you are saying, don't get involved in memories. Don't get identified with the body. Fear of loss. See? So our karma, whatever we are doing in our life, is only to know the truth. And the first step is proper action, which will lead to purification. That purification will lead to equanimity. Equanimity is buddhi yoga. The intellect has become introverted, or at least has stabilized. It's not swaying anymore. If it remains equanimous for some time, automatically it will become introverted after some time. See? Just like continuously eyes are looking. Sometimes, I'm sure in everyone's life it has come. Hey man, I'm looking by my eyes, but how do my eyes look like? Has this question, as a child, every one of us had this question. How do my eyes look like? Correct? Then what will be the answer? What will you do? What did you do? What you did?
Look into the mirror.
Huh?
Look into the mirror.
Correct. We went and looked into the mirror. But if the mirror is already dirty, will you be able to see your eyes properly? Will you be able to see the eyes properly? No. The mirror needs to be clean. What is a clean mirror? Purified mind is the mirror. So before I was talking about physical eye, now it is the eye. Now it is the eye. So in the mirror of the mind, that eye, when it reflects, it sees itself. See that the angle of approach? And in this way, now after the here the word was used, buddhau sharanam anvichya krupana phala hetavaha. So buddhau sharanam anvichya, Krupana. Krupana means Buddha. So we have already talked about Buddha Sharanam and Vicha. Krupana Phala Hetavaha. So Krupana means that the those who Krupana is क्या बोलेंगे pitiable people. Who are these pitiable people? Not self-pity, pitiable people. Who are these pitiable people? Who perform karma with desire. Sakama karma, those who perform sakama karma are kripana. Are to be pitied. Okay, put it that way. Are to be pitied. And we are getting the opportunity to perform the karma, and we do it wrongly, we lose the opportunity. We do it correctly, we raise ourselves higher and evolve, and now after first how the karma should be performed in the 48th verse, and how it should not be performed in the 49th verse and the 50th verse. Now we come, 49th, which verse we are on? 50 कर लिया ना?
51st
हाँ, फल है तो बुद्धि युक्तो जहाति है उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्माद योगा युज्यस्व योगा कर्मसु कौशलम. So in the 48th verse, how the karma should be performed, and in 49th verse, how it should not be performed. And now in the buddhi yukto jahati ha ubhe sukruta dushkrute, this verse talks about those who have developed the samatva buddhi. What was the before? Sakama buddhi. Now it is samatva buddhi. I have already talked about this, but those who have samatva buddhi with reference to the karma phala, this fellow, he gives up, and he is not born even after death, because he has got nothing. His attention is not on the result. And therefore, because he's gone beyond papa and punya, that's why he's not born. So now assess yourself when you go to the temple, when you do puja. Oh, we are doing 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita in one go. बहुत पुण्य मिलेगा. Are you doing it for that purpose? कोई problem नहीं है. You'll go to heaven. You can. But in the light of what we are studying, you do it. Opportunity has come. Mind is oriented towards it. It's the right thing. Something has to be done. So why not this? See? And do it as an anushtan. What is that? Complete it. And so do it joyfully. And don't feel guilty if some word is pronounced strongly. Offer it. You are not doing it for yourself. You are offering it to the Lord. He is making it happen through you. That attitude has to be there. See? So now we do not claim the karma phala, and neither we are the doer of the karma, and also we are equipoised towards the karma phala. Therefore, this pure mind, this brings about the purity of the mind, and this pure mind is that which has no attraction to success nor any guilt of failure. What was the word said? Sukruta dushkrute. Ubhe means both. Ubhe means both. What is the both? Favorable and unfavorable deeds. Tasmad yogaya yujyasva. And therefore he says, this yoga karmasu kaushalam. This is our LIC हाँ, योगक्षेम महाम्याम, वही है ना ये, इधर क्या है वर्स में, हाँ, योगा कर्मसु कौशलम. तो दैट इज, वी आर नॉट टेकिंग आउट एन इंश्योरेंस हियर. लाइफ LIC क्या है, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस ऑफ
Corporation.
Life Insurance Corporation. So we are not here for life insurance, but here, so what is yoga then? Yoga is to be kushala. Kushala is adept. Kushala is dexterous. Kushala is good at whatever has to be done. You're good at it. See? So that is yoga. And so dexterity in action is yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. So how the karma has to be done, which will lead to yoga, you have to do it perfectly. What was perfection? Verse number 48. Correct? So when we live our life performing karma, what is the manner in which we perform karma then? What is the manner in which we perform karma? The man, huh?
Shraddha.
The Shraddha is all okay. We have to perform karma in such a manner that one act does not lead to another act. It is complete. Because you are with it, no? Just like one thought breeds another thought, one desire breeds another desire. So action, where is it happening? Manasa vacha kaya. So take any place. So we were taking here at mind level. So perform action. Think in such a way that it does not lead to another thought. Act in such a manner that, oh, I did this. Oh, now I remember I should do this also. One job, one act is complete in itself. Remember the Triputi. You had seen that in Amrit Anubhav. Each Triputi is complete. It has got nothing to do with the next one. Isn't it? Independent. It comes, stays, goes away. It has got no connection with the next one. And this is the truth. But do you recognize that? You will recognize it only if you are the witness. If you are the subject in the Triputi, or you are the one who is taking the ownership of all the Triputis, then you will be affected by the Triputi. Then one Triputi will lead to another one. One thought will lead to another one. Just like I think of Nagaraj, immediately Vilasini. Next thought comes Vilasini. So I see him, how was Vilasini, how are the children? One Triputi after another coming up. See? So where is my attention? It's outside, it's not on. See? So, moving to the next verse, 51st. See, if this is the case, if karma by nature is binding, by nature karma is binding. It makes you feel guilty, it makes you expect, it gives you a result, etc., etc. Isn't it? If karma is done with equanimity, with samatva buddhi, it is non-binding. This is the difference. Karma with attention on a phala is binding. Karma done with samatva buddhi is non-binding because it does not leave any precipitation behind. It does not leave any results behind because you are not available. Results will be there, but you are not available. If this is the case, then what? Karmajam buddhi yukta hi. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi. Phalam tyaktva manishinaha. Phalam tyaktva manishinaha. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha. Padam gacchantya namayam. Together. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi. Phalam tyaktva manishinaha. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha. Padam gacchantya namayam. He says, wise men possessed of knowledge, by giving up the fruit of action, are freed from the bonds of birth and death, and reach the abode beyond evil. What does he say here in the Bhashya? Te karmi tari vartati pari karma phalana tadati ani yata yati na lopati Arjuna taya maga niramaya bharita pavati pada achyuta te buddhi yoga yukta dhanurdhara. He says, even if the wise men perform actions, they are not affected by the results. Who is saying? Krishna, Bhagwan is telling Arjuna that even if they perform actions, when the wise men possessed of the knowledge, what is the knowledge? That everything must be performed with samatva buddhi, with equanimity. And how do they bring this equanimity? By giving up the fruit of action, all the reasons before. And as a result, when these wise men perform actions, they are not affected by the results. And so they escape the vexations of death and rebirth. When, O Arjuna, they become endowed with Buddhi Yoga, they attain to the eternal state of bliss. Who? Such people. Who are these people? Who have performed karma with equanimity, not with desire, not sakama karma. When we perform with equanimity, we come to the center, and when you come to the center, after some time, after a passage of time, this equanimous mind becomes introverted automatically. Equanimity of the mind is not the end of all, but it is the beginning. See, that same equanimity is talked about as the heart chakra. This is where you realize that your all the actions, body, breath, everything you are not. Everything is, you become, that's the first experience that one has, that he is not the body. After that, with whatever is connected to the body, he becomes aloof. It is a natural disposition. He doesn't have to do anything. But if he is thinking about, but what about my duty? But what about my parents? But what about my sisters? But what about other people? If he is thinking, then again from here he falls down. He has to move up. He has to move to the Vishuddhi. Vishuddhi is a place where he is absolutely clear. He goes into Samadhi and he is clear that he is the conscious principle. There is no question about it. Going beyond it, but see, coming up to here, little bit efforts. But after that, no efforts. It's if you remain centered, If you remain introvert, if you remain there for some time, automatically you will be pulled inwards. See? But what about my house? But what about my children? But what about my grandchildren? But what about my food? Where will the breakfast will come? Where the dinner will come? Where will blah 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 blah? What will people think if I don't go for lecture? What will people think if I start wearing normal clothes? What is happening with all this? I'm falling from here. I'm not the body. Again, the mind is the relative is hijacking the I. Is hijacking the I. See? So when you come here through Sankhya Yoga, through equanimity, through proper analysis, through proper karma, then it is healthy, then it will be natural. But when you come here through घोड़े की तरह, through pranayam and through various things, and you have not sorted things out, you don't know, oh, this is feeling very good, yaar. My mind is empty. But why mind is empty? Because no oxygen available. No oxygen available. But assessment has not been done. But with that empty mind, where the mind has become quiet as a result of these kriyas, then that mind, if it is exposed to this and this, it gets imbibed with this knowledge, then it is healthy. Otherwise, that mind then afterwards takes revenge. Then all the sukha, dukkha, papa, punya, everything is destroyed, and such a person karma is done by the doer, and the doer is identified with the body, therefore he is doing the karma. But once he comes to the equanimity, once he becomes equanimous, then whatever has to be done is being done, but without any likes or dislikes. As a result, what will happen? That karma will not lead to next karma. What does that mean? That karma will exhaust itself. So one thought will not lead to another thought. Then what will happen? You are just watching, you are equanimous. And that you are watching the thoughts. The thoughts are coming and going away. Thoughts are coming and going. But you are not going away with the thoughts. You are not going away with the thoughts. And in this way, mind gets purified. So till now we have seen from, we are on the verse 52. He says, Yada te, what's the time? Yada te moha kalilam, Yada te moha kalilam, Buddhir vyatitarishyati, Buddhir vyatitarishyati, Tada gantasi nirvedam, Tada gantasi nirvedam, Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha, Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. Together. Yada te moha kalilam, Buddhir vyatitarishyati, Tada gantasi nirvedam, Shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. He says, when your mind, we are in 52nd, isn't it? 52nd. When your mind passes beyond the maze of delusion, then you will become indifferent to what has been heard and what is yet to be heard. This is the state of equanimity. This is the state of inner silence, where nothing matters what is going on in the outside world. In the outside world means what? Not in the outside. Relative world is not only what I see. Relative world is also the coming and going of the breath, the coming and going of thoughts, emotions, convictions. All this is part of relativity. Waking, dream, deep sleep, that is also part of relativity. And how are we living? Only connected, identified with the waking. This is how we are living. We are still not seeing the three as a part that I am other than the three. See? The Bhashya says, Bhashya means Jnaneshwari Maharaj says, तू ऐसा तै होसी जय मोहाते यया सांडिसी आणि वैराग्य मानसी संचरेल मग निष्कळंक गहना उपजेल आत्मज्ञान तेणे निचाडे होईल म्हणा ऐसे तुझे तेथ आणिक काही जाणावे का मांगिला ते स्मरावे हे अर्जुना आघवे पारुषेल. He says, you will reach this state when you will get rid of delusion and make room for dispassion in your mind. What is dispassion? Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Coming to in the center where you are not swayed by this or that. That is Vairagya. This is the same thing in yoga also. When you come to the state of pratyahar. What is pratyahar? Where even if your eyes are open, senses are open, the mind does not leak out of the mind to get entangled in the world. That is Vairagya. So there it is done through asana, pranayam, pratyahar. Here we are doing it, you do it that way or you do it this way. It's the same. All paths are parallel. Remember this. So I just showed you before through Kundalini, Anahat Chakra, now through Yoga. Pratyahar is again the same space, same spot. When you will get rid of delusion, you will get rid of delusion is, what is delusion? You can only come to know delusion through illusion. And what is illusion? That which is changing, that which appears but is not there, that which is finite. So that which is continuously changing, what is that due to? Ignorance. What is that ignorance? Of not knowing my essential nature. So what is the first step? Come to be equanimous. Samatvam yoga uchyate. To get to that point, everything that we had just now told in last 3, 4, 5, since 46th, 47th verse. See? And make room for dispassion in your mind, that with understanding that there is no point in getting attached to any of these thoughts or actions. Then you will attain spotless and deep knowledge of the self, and your mind will become desireless of its own accord. You don't have to become desireless. पापड़ मत बेलो, कपाल भाती करोगे, योगा करोगे, प्रत्याहार करोगे, जप करोगे. Here he is saying simple. Remain equanimous in and through all your activity. Then automatically you will replace all activity with japa activity. Correct? In japa activity you raise it, You go from gross to subtle to causal, and as you are going in that process, when you come to क्या है वो अजपा जप स्थिति, then automatically you become equanimous. I am the watching and all the activity is going on. I am not doing the activity, but it is going on. Before I was doing it, but now I am seeing that it is going on, I am not doing it. That means I am not the doer. That means I am not the doer. That means I am not the chanter. Oh, if this is the case, then any activity I am not the doer. This should be the conclusion. Oh, when this clicks, the person becomes undisturbed. He comes into the poise and let it go on. But if the khujli is there, nahi, I have to do something to reach. If I stop now, then what will happen? The whole activity was for you to come to this realization. Now you want to sabotage that realization, then up to you. See, it was meant to bring you to this realization. What can you do to the japa which is going on by itself? You can't do anything. But those who are obstinate, no, I have to do something, then we have to give them something to do. But it is your natural position, you are watching the activity going on. Then what is your attention? Then your question automatically in that such a mind, the question will come, who is watching? Then if I am not the doer of the mantra, then who am I? That equanimity in the karma or the observer, being the observer of the ajapa japa is the same thing. Now, if you stay there for some time, automatically the question will come, then who am I? If you come to this point and you realize that you are not the body, breath, mind, intellect, then the next question is, who am I? It will pull you in and will take you to samadhi. There is no japa in between heart and Vishuddhi chakra. But then people they want to do something. So we have to give them something. Take mantra. So in between heart and Vishuddhi, japa is introduced. And that japa then takes them from gross to subtle to ajapa jap to para. And what is para? This point, where you have got no doubt as to who you are. See? And then there is further journey, but that's another matter. We are concerned with the equanimity. And your mind will become desireless of its own accord. Where the moment the I come to the center and it remains there unhooked from every activity, automatically it will go introverted. It automatically will go inwards. And the moment it goes inwards, it becomes free of all desires. What was the verse? Buddhir vyati tarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. And then, O Arjuna, your desire for more and more knowledge or the need to remember to your former knowledge will come to an end. Then this itch to know more and more and more, or the itch to remember who you were. I was born to these parents, I was born in this city. Look at yourself. When you go back, you go and see your old house or all the houses that you lived in. Why you want to create new memory or reinforce that memory? But this is how we sabotage ourselves. We want to go and see the school, we want to go and see the college, we want to go and see the whether that house is still standing or not standing, what happened to that land, is that building still there, have they changed the roads, you want to go and check it out. See? And we make special trips for that. So here he's saying your desire for more and more knowledge. The purpose of studying knowledge, scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Amrit Anubhav is not to go from one text to next text. This was very fascinating, it was very interesting, now next, let's get into that, that also. It becomes another desire. Our approach should be that when we get engaged with the scripture must drop. Not that you are dropping it, it drops. When you are attentive of the sleep, the world drops out of your mind by itself, isn't it? You don't do anything to drop it. Similarly, when we are engaged with scriptures, where is your attention? Is your attention on realization? Is your attention on equanimity? On samatvam yoga uchyate? Then the scripture will also drop. Then whatever it was meant to impart, its job is done. For that moment, For that moment. And when it drops, then there's no guilt. Oh, I didn't complete. Oh, I didn't complete the puja. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I didn't do that. No, it was meant to be that way. The purpose of getting engaged in activity was to go beyond the activity. The purpose of engaging in the activity was not to continue the activity forever and ever and ever and ever. You get up in the morning to conclude the activity of the day to go to sleep. That is your conclusion of the day. Try, keep doing activity all night. For one night you will do it, 2 nights you will do it, third night you will be kaput. Isn't it? No energy, no activity, exhaustion, irritation, anger. So understand the principle. We get involved in activity to come to silence. It must come to silence, not to initiate another activity. Whether it is at body level, whether it is at breath level, the breath started with birth, it will conclude, whether you like it or not. Every activity will conclude. What we are doing is consciously conclude. It should not conclude when I don't know it is concluding. Like in sleep, like in death. It should conclude while I'm still alert, while I'm still vigilant, while I'm still conscious. Of what? Not of conclusion. I am conscious of the consciousness. I'm conscious of the source. And in that process, all activity may conclude, may not conclude, it does not matter to us after that. And and for this purpose we are studying the scriptures. And here Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, your desire for more and more knowledge will conclude, and the need to remember to your former knowledge will also come to an end. What was the former knowledge? That I was an individual, I was born, these are my parents, these are my experiences, these are my memories. And all those memories brought about the individuality, the ego, all that has dissolved away. It will not reappear after that. देखो क्या ब्यूटीफुल स्कीम है. (53rd verse) and we'll conclude. Shruti vipratipanna te yada sthāsyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Together. Shruti vipratipanna yada sāsyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. We'll conclude here today and look at the 53rd verse in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Madaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Sit quietly for a moment.